Hello everyone. The next UI element that we are going to look at is text. Text is a rather straightforward UI element, but it is frequently used in other compound and complex UI elements like the button or toggle. The way to add a text element in the scene is similar to how we have added the image UI element in our previous videos. So you can right click in your hierarchy window, go to the UI tab and to text, or you can go to the game object tab to the UI and click on the text. Since we already have a canvas and a event system in the scene, it won't add any new canvas, and your new text would be automatically made a child of the present canvas. Now inside the text UI element, you have the common component, which is the rect transform, which helps to either position or rotate or scale the UI element in the scene. And you can also press T to go into the rect mode and directly reposition your UI element or change its size. The next component of every text UI element is the text component, and some properties inside the text component are the first property is text, which is of the type string that will be displayed with the UI element. So now if I change this field to something like this, is the string will be changed in the UI element. The next set of features are your font. So you can either choose the default font provided by Unity, or you can import your custom fonts as a new asset in your assets folder. Then you have your font style, which are normal, bold, italics, your font size, which controls how big your font looks in the uh, UI element rectangle, your line spacing. So if your text is multi-line, this will control separation between each individual lines. And the rich text toggle here, which allow you to give some predefined tags in your string, and Unity will use those tags to customize how your text looks. These tags are similar to the your tags in HTML. So for example, if I wanted this text to be bold, I can use the bold tag, which is the angle brackets B and the end tag of the same type, and this will directly draw my text as bold. Unity identifies these tags and will then draw your text accordingly, so you don't have to manually change these values like font style to bold, etc. Your text can contain in additional formatting informations, and this is allowed by putting the rich text to on. Now the next set of features, they control the overall layout of the string or the text that is displayed in your UI element. So your alignment is similar to the alignment setting in your word processors like Microsoft Word, and you can change the alignment like it is top align, right align, or center aligned, etc. And your horizontal and vertical overflow controls how your UI behaves if your string and the size is making it larger than the allowed UI element space. And the best fit option, if you turn the best fit option, then Unity will try to change the font size of your text so that it fits inside the UI element rectangle. So for example, if I set the default font size to 12, and the Unity will automatically resize my font size so that it completely occupies my string. So if I were to add new text to here, and then Unity will reduce the size of my text based on how much lines, how much characters I have in my text field. In the When you have the best fit option checked, you have two new options of setting the minimum size and the maximum size. So these controls allow you to set to minimum and maximum limit up to which your text can be scaled or descaled. Now the next option that we have is the color option, which changes the color of your text. And similar to the image UI element, you can assign a material with the help of which you can give special effects. You can apply your own custom shaders to your UI elements and how they look when seen by the camera. And turning the raycast target to off will make this UI elements not block any UI events like click or other events like pointer movement, so that if any UI element, or for example a button, is behind this text will not block the click event, and the button which is behind this element would be affected by that click. And if you have checked the raycast target as on, then this UI element will block those events and anything behind it won't be affected. All of these variables and fields can be directly accessed in your code, and they can be changed according to your needs. However, in 99% of the cases, you are only going to change the text field of this UI element, so you can change what is shown, what text is shown on the screen. So to modify this text element, let's expand our health bar, and with the help of this new text element, we will also show the exact health value on top of this health bar. So to modify this text element in the code, we first need the Unity engine.ui namespace, and inside that, to get a reference to the text, we need a text field. And to change the text value of any text field, we will go to text.text, and this text will take any string as an input, and that string would be displayed with that UI element. So in this case, we want to show the health as a value, but our current health is a value between 0 and 1, which is a good representation for things like showing the health bar, like it is a normalized value between 0 and 1. But generally in games, your health values are either 10 or 3 or even 100. So let's make our player health as 0 to 100, and for converting our normalized health to a health system in which the maximum health is 100, we just have to multiply it by 100. So let's show the health as text using our text field, and we will add the our health value and just multiply it by 100. The next thing that we will have to do it to give the reference to the actual text component. And now when we play the game, you can see as we change the our health slider, you can see the health bar changes, the color and the position of the health bar changes, and also the text is updated based on the player health. Now one thing that you may want to do, one feature, is that your health is currently being shown as a floating point number between floating point number with one decimal places. Suppose you want to modify it and show it as a floating point number with two decimal places. So for quick formatting of your floating point numbers to string, here is a little trick. So the trick to convert any floating point number to the desired decimal representation, you can provide the formatting directly inside your toString function. So inside the toString function, I can give a format string, and in this case, it is of the form 0.00. This will convert my format. This will convert my float to a representation where it is shown with up to two decimal places. So for example, if you had a floating point number with too many decimal places, this formatting can be used to limit the decimal places that are shown on the screen. Now coming in the scene, when we play the game again, you will see that our health is represented as a floating point number with two decimal places. Now the last thing that you may want to modify with your code is the color of the text. So you can access that property using text.color, and for the sake of simplicity, let's just give it the reversed color as the health bar color. So we can either swap the red color with the green color, or we can just subtract the subtract the health value with uh, 1, which will give us the same effect. So now when we play the game, you can see how the color of the health text changes, and this color change is exactly the opposite of the health bar color. So when the health bar color is completely green, our text color is completely red, and when the health bar color is completely red, the health text is green. So this was a brief introduction to the text UI element, which is not very complicated to work with, but you are going to use the text UI element a number of times in your game to show many useful information like the ammo left, or the number of lives he had, and other pop-up text inside your game. They are all going to be shown by the UI element, so it is quite helpful and will be used over and over again.